Hello everyone in YouTube, this is Stick and this is the Alcatel A30 Fierce for metroPCS. A lot of you guys requested doing unboxing and here we are on Stick. We're gonna do unboxing, look what inside this box, as well as we're gonna have the first impression and have first look on the specification of this device. So without any further ado, let's find out. First thing first, let's go ahead and have a look on the box itself. This is how the box is gonna look like when you purchase this device. The box looks cheap as any other metroPCS budget devices, but this is not important for me. The most important thing, how the phone is gonna perform and how the phone is gonna look. But let's go ahead also have a look on this box from the back because it has the specifications on the phone, so it will tell you that this phone is 4G LTE enabled. Also, before we go in the specifications, this phone is gonna be $79. I mean, Android Nougat 7.1.1 high definition display. That's very decent with the 2.5D glass, 13 megapixel for the rear camera. This is very good improvements. So we have 13 megapixel. We will check this out later on this video, as well as we have 5 megapixel front facing camera, also has LED flash. This also good enhancement for this device. 32 gigabytes of the RAM, which is a lot of storage in this phone, plus you can add SD card, plus you have 2 gigabyte of RAM. This, in my opinion, great. Now we have 1.5 gigahertz quad-core processor, and I believe this looks not right. Later on I'm going to explain to you why this is incorrect right now. This is a quad-core, and I believe this phone has octa-core processor. This phone also comes with the fingerprint sensor. The phone will be inside the booklets, the metroPCS SIM card, and charging. It's going to be just regular mini USB 2 charging, no USB-C or no fast charging. So then let's go ahead and have the first look. Just open the box and see what's inside. Now let's go ahead and flip this box, and there is like a tape. Let me just go ahead and crack this one open and open the phone and have the first look in this device. Wow. So first thing, you guys gonna see that this phone comes with 2 months of a free of the Amazon unlimited video, music, whatever the Amazon has to offer you, which comes with this phone. It will be free for 2 months. This is very nice and very cool from them. This how the phone's gonna look from the front. First thing you guys gonna notice, this phone has front firing speaker over here. We're gonna check the quality also later on in this video. We have front flash in this device. Alcatel has this color screen protector over here. They're trying to focus on the main aspect of this phone. Like they want to tell you it's a high definition display. This is cool, 32 gigabytes, and you have fingerprint, 13 megapixel, 5 for the front. It takes very nice selfie pictures, plus you have 3000 milliamps power battery. This is, in my opinion, dope. So the specification wise right now, it's cool. So we have a plastic design over here, or the plastic frame over here, so we don't have, I mean, the phone doesn't feel like cheap, and it's light phone, which is something I do really like. The phone doesn't look too cheap, and the power band has textures, the volume rockers over here, and the back kind of a little bit ugly for my opinion. I don't know what you guys think about these dots. And then you have the Alcatel logo. Here's the fingerprint. We have seen this in a lot of phones already. And the camera, look at that camera, how big it is. I mean, you have aperture 2.2, and you have this big lens over here, but I don't think so this will be like a great camera because it just bigger lens over here. We have the flash. It looks like dual flash, but it's not. You have only one single flash. The phone has curved. I mean, when you grab the phone like this, it kind of feel nice in your hand. I mean, the phone is not that too huge. The good things about this phone, the fingerprint doesn't print on the back. I mean, it's not like a oily or a glassy, so that's kind of cool, but I don't like this design. This is at least for my taste. Now, before I forget to mention, this phone also comes with Amazon Alexa. So when you set up this phone for the first time, they're gonna ask you First, you have to have Amazon account. So if you don't have Amazon account, I don't think so Alexa it's gonna work for you. Especially they are trying to get you 2 months of service over here. So I believe during this time, Alexa, it should work. So if you be interested, I'm not really much interested. I'm not gonna focus in this point about Alexa in my video or even in my full review. I'm here just for the phone itself, but this is a good feature this phone has, which is in my opinion very dope. The design overall looks nice, and let's go ahead and just do the satisfying removing the plastic and see how it's going to be. And after that, we're going to just put everything together. We're going to go through the activation and see how the phone is going to look. And also we're going to talk about the specifications, because the box doesn't show the right processor for this device. Let's go ahead and just remove this one now. I mean, it's kind of satisfying, but the ZTE Blade Z Max was more satisfying. Now I just give this phone a boot up and downloaded a few applications. First thing first, I want to talk about what paid my attention, because the box, as I said earlier, shows this phone has quad-core processor 1.5. So I downloaded CPU X and CPU Z, and both give me the same results. First, this phone doesn't come with a Snapdragon processor. This phone has MediaTek MT6755 1.5, and if you guys see over here, it's going to be 8-core processors. When the phone has 8-core processors, that means this phone is octa-core, it's not quad-core. The quad-core only 4-core processors, and this is kind of weird because I have received even information from metroPCS. It confirmed this phone has a quad-core processor, is not octa-core processor, which is kind of weird. And if we go to the Geekbench, as everybody knows, the processor from MediaTek, it's always cheap, and they use it in the Chinese phones very much for like very budget devices that you guys seen online. So we have single core 618 and 1683 over here. So this is also not high results for the Geekbench, but just something in my opinion was very important. I want to pay your attention before you think to buy this phone, but that doesn't mean anything bad about this phone. So MediaTek is a good processor as well. It may perform good as well. We will find out more in the future videos. Now, by looking for the UI, the operating system, and how the phone is gonna look, I mean, the UI looks like has some custom UI from Alcatel. Even that looks very similar to the stock Android. You use the stock keyboard as well, and you have Google Now. And also we're gonna check out if this phone does have Google Assistant, but this phone looks like, yes, meet your Google Assistant. So this phone has Google Assistant. This is a good addition. Plus this phone also has Alexa assistance as well, so you have 2 options for 2 things. This is dope in my opinion. So we have the front speaker over here. I'm going to check this one later on, so stay tuned. Also I wanted to talk about the sensors of this phone. So this phone doesn't have a gyroscope. Let me just confirm that for you. So if you want to buy this phone and you are expecting to play some 360 video or VR content, this phone, it's not gonna work for you. Other thing I want to just talk about will be the fingerprint. This fingerprint, it looks like very accurate, but it doesn't unlock fast as I expected. Compared to the ZTE Max Pro, I believe ZTE Max Pro was much faster. I do have the ZTE Blade Z Max over here. This is the new ZTE. We're gonna put these together and unlock. Okay, let's do that again. You see the difference in time unlocking the phones. So yeah, absolutely, the ZTE Blade Z Max much faster for the fingerprint. Now, since we are talking about performance, let's go ahead and play Need for Speed. As you guys can see, I mean, I can play this game, but I can tell you the frame is not high as the ZTE Blade Z Max. When I was playing this game on the ZTE, it was like very working flawlessly, nice and very smooth, and the frame doesn't drop. But just to be honest and fair with you, playing Need for Speed No Limit, as everybody knows, this game requires a lot of processing for the graphics, and if you don't have a good phone, it's not going to be a nice experience to play that game. It's going to drop frames, and it's going to be too laggy. But just to be honest with you, that phone I was able to play Need for Speed with no any problems. At least for me, it was very playable. Now another thing I want to come across, it will be the camera. As I mentioned, this phone has 13 megapixel camera on the rear and single flash, plus you have a flash on the front, which is enhanced the low light situation if you want to take nice selfie pictures. And let's just go ahead and open this camera. So if you guys see the camera, it's going to be over here. Here's the menu that we have. You will have photo, video, and few options to change from, and we have the settings where you can adjust your resolution, the shutter sound and stuff like that, which is the maximum you can get in this phone. It will be full HD. This is for the rear, and the front facing camera is not going to be more than 720p if you want to take a selfie video. I have taken few pictures in this device. Let me just go ahead and take you to the pictures I have already taken in this phone. There we go. Here is kind of don't have so much of light, but the noise is gonna be too much. If you guys can see it or not, but I have so much of noise over here. Even I do have a little bit of light, but it's not enough light. When you just go ahead and in the light situation, absolutely this camera is gonna work just fine, and some other cameras is gonna be the same thing. This is a selfie. I mean, you can, when you have light plus you have a flash, you're gonna expect to take a good selfie pictures, but this phone doesn't have that beauty mode, so do not expect this selfie camera is gonna be the best. But it's 5 megapixel, 13 megapixel. It takes just decent pictures. We will go more in depth in the camera in the full review. Two important features in this phone before I start talk about the display and the speaker in this phone. First, this phone has gestures. That means it has the tap on screen. Like for instance, if you want to just lock the screen just like that, and it's very responsive this time. It works just fine with no problems. Just double tap and you can unlock this screen with no any problems or whatsoever, which is kind of nice that they have features. Now if you want to take a screenshot, usually you can do the classic way, but this phone you have to use 3 fingers just like that, and this is how you capture the screenshot, which is, in my opinion, is very neat. Now this phone doesn't have NFC if you ask me, so this is still a budget device, and it doesn't support Android Pay and stuff like that because it's missing the NFC. Speaking about the display a little bit here, this is on the high brightness, as you guys can see over here. Just wanna show you the maximum this display can give you. I mean, if you look on the angle side, you will see that the colors, they're going to be changing a little bit. It's not going to be the accurate colors as you guys see, but colors in general is very rich. I mean, we have 294 for PPI high definition. This more than the average for the price of this phone, so I'm not complaining much. But in my full review also, because I'm worried to see how this display is gonna work outdoors, so that's something I want to see as well in the full review. And also let's go ahead and check the speaker in this phone and let you just hear how the sound is going to be. Since we have a front firing speaker, it should be only the bottom one works, but the other one when you receive a phone call. Let me make sure I'm on the high volume. And let me tell you guys, this speaker may be one of the worst speaker I ever heard for quality and the loudness. It's not loud at all. It doesn't also have no treble or bass or anything like that, so do not expect anything from the speaker in this device. I know Alcatel in their phones, the flagship phones, they usually focus on the speaker, but this phone, they're trying to make it looks good, but as performance wise, it's not going to be that good. If you want give you just example about how the speaker is going to be, let's put this one also side to side with the ZTE Blade and just let you hear both these phones. And even the Blade Z Max doesn't have a good speaker or loud speaker. It's a good speaker, but it's not loud, but it's still much louder than the Alcatel A30 Fierce. Yeah, the speaker, it's not a good thing in this phone, but as I said, like I have to talk about the not only for the positive things in this phone, I have to talk about the negative in each phone I review. And that's why you guys subscribe and you trust my opinion here in Varieties Tech. I'm not complaining too much about the speaker. This phone still has a lot of good potential. It has 32 gigabytes storage, 2 gigabyte of RAM. I believe playing games on this phone, it will be great. The size of the screen is very acceptable. Comes with Alexa. It comes with 2 months on Amazon Prime to watch media, music, videos, and stuff like that. So this phone offer you a lot of things for only $79. That was just my first impression for the Alcatel A30 first. Let me know, you guys, what do you think about this phone in the comment below. Also, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the bell if you haven't, so that way every time I post a video you will be notified. Thank you so much. As always, we'll talk to you in the next one.